I was a sophomore in college when it happened. Finals week. You know the atmosphere. Quiet tension, the constant tapping of keyboards, the smell of stale coffee, and people sleeping in places they shouldn't. I had been in the library for hours, trying to push through one last chapter before calling it a night. But I never made it back to my dorm. I fell asleep right there, head down, lights humming above me, backpack as a pillow. And that's when everything changed. At first, it felt like a dream, but it didn't behave like one. I became aware, too aware. Not like normal dreaming where things blur together. This was real. I remember thinking, why does everything feel clearer? Then I noticed something strange. I was standing, but I had fallen asleep sitting down. That's when I turned and saw it. My body, still seated at the table, head down, not moving. Panic hit instantly. I tried to move closer, and I did, but not by walking. It was like I was gliding. No weight, no resistance. The library looked the same, but different, darker. Not physically dark, but like something was off. The air felt heavy, like the space itself was aware of me. I remember whispering to myself, am I dreaming? But deep down I knew this wasn't a dream. I looked around. Everyone else in the library was still there, students scattered across tables. But they weren't moving, not even slightly, frozen, like mannequins, like time had stopped for them, but not for me. That's when fear turned into something else, dread. I don't know what made me do it, but I started moving further away from my body. Curiosity overrode common sense. I drifted past the rows of bookshelves, deeper into the library. Each step, if you can even call it that, felt like I was going somewhere I wasn't supposed to. And then I felt it. That feeling you get when someone is watching you, but stronger, much stronger. And slowly, I turned. At the end of the aisle, between two tall bookshelves, something was standing there. I couldn't make out its full shape. It wasn't fully solid, but it wasn't transparent either, like a shadow trying to take form. And it was looking directly at me, not past me, not around me, at me. My heart, if I even had one in that moment, felt like it dropped. Because whatever that thing was, it knew I wasn't supposed to be there. It didn't move at first, just stood there, watching, studying. And then, it started coming closer, not walking, gliding, just like I was. That's when it spoke, but not with a mouth. The words didn't come through sound. They came straight into my mind, clear, cold, authoritative. You are not supposed to be here. I felt something I've never felt before, not just fear, like I had stepped into something I had no idea of. I tried to speak, nothing came out. I tried to move, I couldn't. It got closer, closer, until it was right in front of me. And then it said it again, slower this time. You are not supposed to be here. And in that moment, I knew something was wrong, deeply wrong. This wasn't curiosity anymore. This wasn't exploration. This was intrusion. Then suddenly, I felt a force, like something yanked me backward, hard. Everything blurred, the shelves, the entity. The entire space collapsed into darkness, and I slammed back into my body. I woke up gasping, heart racing, sweating, still sitting in that same chair, library lights buzzing above me, people moving again like nothing ever happened. Normal, but I wasn't. I sat there for a long time, trying to process what just happened. And one thought kept repeating in my mind. That thing knew I didn't belong there. I didn't tell anyone for weeks, but when I finally did, someone said something that stuck with me. They asked, "Have you ever heard of astral projection?" That's when everything started to connect. Apparently, some people try to leave their bodies intentionally, to explore other realms, to gain knowledge, to experience something beyond the physical. At first, it sounded fascinating, but the more I looked into it, the more uneasy I became. Because here's the truth most people don't talk about. You're not meant to leave your body, and when you do, you're stepping into a realm you were never designed to navigate. The Bible makes this very clear. Holy Bible warns against practices that open spiritual doors outside of God's authority. Deuteronomy 18:10-12 says, "Let no one be found among you who practices divination or sorcery, interprets omens, engages in witchcraft. Anyone who does these things is detestable to the Lord." Astral projection might sound harmless, even spiritual, but it's not rooted in God. And anything spiritual that is not from God leaves you exposed. Free palm readings. Walk-ins welcome. I don't even know why I went in. Curiosity, I guess. Or maybe something deeper, something pulling me. The door creaked open. Inside, the smell hit me first, burning incense mixed with something older, damp, like a basement that hadn't seen light in years. There was a woman sitting behind a small round table. Candles surrounded her, but none of them flickered. The flames were still, too still. She didn't greet me. She just said, without looking up, "Sit." Her voice was very soft. I sat down. "Your hand," she said. I placed it on the table. The moment her fingers touched mine, I felt it. A coldness, not on my skin, but deeper. Like something brushed past my thoughts. She tilted her head slightly, not at me, but past me, like she was listening to someone standing behind me. I turned. No one. When I looked back at her, her eyes had changed. Focused, but not on me. "You've been worried about your future," she said slowly. That wasn't unusual. Anyone could say that. But then she continued. "You keep thinking about that conversation, the one you haven't had yet." My stomach tightened. I hadn't told anyone about that. Not a soul. She leaned closer. "You pray sometimes, but you don't feel heard." My chest went cold. Now I knew something wasn't right. "Who told you that?" I asked. She didn't answer. Instead, she smiled. Then she said something I'll never forget. "You're not the only one in this room." The air shifted, heavy, oppressive, like the walls leaned in just a little closer. The candles flickered all at once, and for a split second, I heard a whisper, right next to my ear. I pulled my hand back. "What is this?" I said, standing up. Her head slowly turned toward me. This time, her eyes locked onto mine, and her voice dropped. "They tell me things about you." I didn't wait. I walked out. Fast. The bell scraped again behind me as the door shut, and the moment I stepped outside, the air felt normal again. I never went back, but I started digging into what I experienced. And here's what most people won't tell you. Palm readers, psychics, they don't just know things. They're not pulling information out of thin air. Instead, they are in communication with a dark entity whose purpose to eventually deceive you. The Bible warns about this directly in Deuteronomy 18:10-12. "Let no one be found among you who practices divination or sorcery. Anyone who does these things is detestable to the Lord." Why? Because it replaces trust in God with dependence on something else.